All right, we are live, I believe. I'm gonna do my quick audio checks to make sure everything. What's up, Johnny? uh, happy President's Day today. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, Johnny. Oops. Okay, perfect. I think audio is working. I'm gonna set up. Did not want to do that. Let me turn off the audio here. I think what I'm going to try to do is also live stream on IG. So give me a few minutes while I get that set up. I don't think I've done IG in quite some time. But let's set this up on IG as well. And then we're going to get started. So I think IG should be going live. Okay. The quality on IG is probably going to be pretty bad because I'm a little further away from the mic. All right. Thanks, Johnny. All right. Let's get started. What I'm going to do is share my screen. Where is my thing? Here it is. And so this is to give some context, an exercise I've been doing. I have it here the last 1, 2, 3 years. And in the last 3 years, what I've been doing is really thinking about New Year's kind of goals or goals for the year, what have you. And I've never done this until 2021, as you can see here. And the context behind it came from this video I saw on Ali Abdal's video, 20 Life Lessons in 2020. And in it, he talks about this 4 components of an ideal life, which is actually like kind of meta because it was Naval Ravikant talking about that on Samantha Ryan's podcast. And what he kind of, or what they kind of talked about was the 4 ideal components are kind of this like career slash side hustle slash finances, physical health, mental health slash happiness slash well being, and relationships. And the reason why I started to do this and why I continue to do this is because I focus probably a little too much on this part, which is your career, side hustles, and finances. So I've been doing this exercise the last few years to really help me focus on the other areas of what, supposedly makes an ideal life. Um, Good morning, Carrie. And I don't know if folks tuning in to IG, if you want to follow along, I'm streaming also on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. On IG, you're only going to see my face. You won't see what I'm sharing, which I think is more of the key piece here. But yeah, so that's the context behind it. And this live stream is more for me because I do this exercise every year. I figured why not just live stream it and then I don't know, maybe it's content. Content is content. So let me copy and paste this. I'm going to start the new one, 2024, an empty page. And I just copy and paste it over and kind of just like reflect what I want to focus on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That was not ideal. Oops. Now I created a link that I didn't want. Delete that. Let's try this again. Copy and paste. I think it's going to paste the page. Paste and sync. Well, that's never happened before. Maybe I'll just start it from scratch this year. Okay, so let's get the main goals. So what I'm going to do, actually, I think what I'll do is actually open another Notion page. The rest of this, I don't know how interesting this is going to be to folks. This is just me planning out my goals. So if you find it interesting, definitely stick around. Otherwise, I'm just going to be going through this. Okay. So career and finance, I should just type these all out. Travel and experiences. I do split out travel and experiences because I think that's probably a subcategory of the mental health part. But for me, I think it's important enough where I really want to focus on what are the travel and experiences I want for a given year in my life. Mental health, happiness, and well-being. I think I don't. Yeah, again, if you guys are tuning in on IG, I'm sharing my screen on YouTube and Facebook. If you guys want to pop over there, you can see what I'm actually doing. Otherwise, you're just going to see my face. Okay, so I think these are the main categories. We have 5 categories. And then I want to turn this into like a title. Let's do a heading. There it is. I don't know why you can't do this. There probably is an easier way to do this. But it doesn't let me select like multiple things at once, but that's okay. I probably should have not start with career and finance first because we can spend a long time on that. So why don't I move that to the very bottom? And let's start with something fun though. Travel and experiences. I think every year I've not done a really good job of really bucketing my travel and experiences. So hopefully this year will be a little bit more interesting. I think, let's see, what I like to split it up by also is like international. I think my goal has always been 1 international trip a year, and then domestic just kind of depends. I think historically it's been like maybe once or twice a month for domestic. And I'm copying these over. So aside from like your typical travel experiences, I think one of my goals is also just for fun, visiting all the Google offices, and I'll give it a number later. Maybe we'll do maybe like 5 to 10. I think that's it. So travel and experiences. Maybe I'll come up with some more as we go along. So international, I think there's probably a couple that come in. Bullet. Do I have a bullet? Yeah. So where would be an interesting place? I think this one has Scandinavia. This one has been on my list for a while. Maybe we can try to make this happen this year. Scandinavia as one. And I think the other one that was on my mind. See, this one won't happen. It probably, yeah, Faroe Islands probably won't happen this year. I think I might have to circle back to this. One of the Asian countries I think would be really nice. Asian countries. Maybe Japan versus Thailand versus Singapore. Yeah. I think that might be the limit for this year. I don't know if I can do more. Ideally, well, I'll put it down. Faroe Islands. Maybe this is our stretch goal. It's been on my list. That's not how you spell stretch. For so many years. And if you guys are not familiar with Faroe Islands, it's one of the most beautiful places, very remote and deserted. It's not deserted. It's just like very small amounts of people compared to the amount of space. It looks like kind of like Iceland, but a lot less people. Okay. Kevin's on IG playing in the background as I work. If you want to, you can check out what I'm actually typing on the YouTube and stuff. Oh, there's some chats. But thanks for tuning in, Kevin. Carrie says the universe is telling me to start from scratch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're starting your own too, Carrie. Google offices. I don't know how many there are, but they are all over the world. Probably hundreds. I'm not sure. I think it's just for me, it's not so much the Google office itself, it's more so the idea of forcing myself in some ways. Force probably is not the best word, of traveling to more places, experiencing new things, ideally in a new city, perhaps a new country, just so I can expand my horizons a little bit more. And so that's the reason I do that. Okay. Domestic should be fun. I think international is more or less good. I'll think about when I usually plan these things out, especially for travel. I like to think, or I like to research when is the best times to travel. to these locations, and then I'll like plot it out in a month. And usually by sometime in the year, I'll have like, here's my timeline for 2024. Here are the best places to visit in February, March, April, May, and then I can look for tickets in those areas. That's how I typically do my travel planning. Okay, so for domestic, a couple of places. Let me see. I've been telling a lot of people this. One of the many places I want to visit, I don't know how many I'll go through this year, but one of the highest on my list, and I'm like, I'm going to hit it this year, is the Moonscape Overlook in Utah. It is so gorgeous. And let me show you folks who are watching in like YouTube and stuff. This is Moonscape Overlook. It is like out of this world. I think it's a bit of a trek to make it up there. I haven't done as much research, but just some of the ones I've seen is like not the easiest place to get to, and it's very remote, as you can kind of tell. So that one should be a really fun trip. And I think if I hit this on my list of domestic travels this year, I'll be pretty happy. But that's highest on my list. And I might try to go in like April and March. I have a friend that's visiting or road tripping with his girlfriend, and I might try to time it around the same time. So that's high on my list for this year. I think that some of the national parks are pretty high on my list. And I think this year, maybe we'll go back to Seattle for those national parks. And I think Mount Rainier, I don't know how to spell Rainier. Let me just make sure I get the spelling right. Mount Rainier. Oh, okay, I got it right. Mount Rainier. And then I think the other national park in Seattle is like Olympic. Yeah, there it is. Olympic National Park. So I think those would be my two places that I would want to hit up in Seattle. And then let's see. I will probably there is another place that I wanted to check out. Somewhere in North Carolina. I don't remember what it was called. Is it North Carolina? No. It's Roanoke hike. There's something really cool in Roanoke. Let me see if I find the name of it. Roanoke. Some maybe rock hikes in Roanoke. Rock. Yeah, I don't remember what it is. I think I need to look at my old guide. It's like there's 3 hikes in that area that is really cool. And I have it listed somewhere. Let me see if I can grab it somewhere. Roanoke. Roanoke. Dang it, I can't find it. I had it on my road trip list because I wanted to go check it out, but it's I think it's a pretty intense hike with like exposed ridges and things like that. McAfee's Nab. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen so folks can see what I'm looking at. I think it's one of these rocks that looks really cool. Maybe it's this one, McAfee Knob. It could be this one. Let me just see. Or maybe it's called the Dragon's Tooth. I think it's actually called the Dragon's Tooth. Yeah. Oops, not Dragon Tails. Dragon Tooth Roanoke. Okay. I think this is the one. Yeah. So it's like very exposed ridges. I would probably want to go with the group because I'm kind of afraid of heights and I don't want to die. But this looks really cool. And it's one of like the Triple Crown. That's what it was. Let me look it up. Triple Crown Roanoke. I think people try to hit Yeah, so this is it. It's the Triple Crown. It's like these three amazing hikes all in this like area that people try to hit up. So that's on my list. I'm gonna add that over. Did I? Oops, I didn't. I stopped sharing. Did not mean to do that. So folks didn't even see it. I'll just share this again. This is what I was looking at. This is the Triple Crown. I think this is McAfee's knob or something. I think this is the dragon tooth, and I don't know what this is. But I'll do more research into it. At least I know what it is now. Um, Triple Crown, Virginia's Triple Crown. That's what it is. So Virginia. Let me share back to this tab. Virginia. This is the Triple Crown, and this is going to be Dragon's Tooth and McAfee's knob. Okay, so that's next on the list. I think what's afterwards? I wanted to visit. Actually, I know what it is. This is Toronto, and Toronto. I already know this one's. I'm planning it already. This will be sometime in May, I think, May or something. I'll be visiting in May, and then I see Michael. Michael just popped in, so I'll be visiting Toronto in May sometime. I need to plan out that trip. I'll also be going to New Mexico. If anyone has tips on New Mexico, going in August for a friend's wedding. So I know there's a lot of gorgeous places in New Mexico that I want to hit up. Okay, so aside from that, I definitely will be going to Tampa. This won't be throughout the year, so I don't really have to plan this one. I'll probably be going down to Tampa pretty often, maybe like once a month or so. Let's see. I think is there other places I would want to hit up? So Seattle, Virginia, Toronto. I'll probably hit New York. I feel like New York just ends up being on my list every year. Oh, what is this? John Luther says East Coast Blue Ridge Parkway. East Coast. Oh yeah, I think I've been to a couple. Blue Ridge is quite large though. I went to Blue Ridge Parkway. Is this a specific spot? Oh yeah, for like fall. That's gorgeous. I went to Shenandoah twice in fall. We drove through some of the park, but we never timed it just right. It never peaked at the right time we went. So um, I feel like we're probably gonna end up going through this. I can probably put it down. Probably on the road or on the trip to Virginia. Blue Ridge Parkway. Cool. Let's see. It is the year of the dragon. 9 national parks in California. Oh yeah, that's right. So California is on my list as well, and I think that a big part of California is those national parks. And I planned it out maybe the last 2 years, and I just never made it out there. Yeah, I have it on my list, so I'm gonna list it out here. We'll try to do it again. I had hoped for like a whole week out there just to like. I'm just typing this from my previous years. Redwood National Park, Pinnacles National Park. Oops. Sequoia. Oh yeah, Sequoia National Park. Yosemite National Park. Okay, I think this is a pretty good list to start off with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. This is almost like almost once every month, and I imagine, yeah, this is good. Let me see if there's maybe one more to add, and we can move on. Where would be an interesting place in the US that I haven't visited? And I think that's a big part. It's not really like always the places that everyone's visited. It's just places that I have not visited because I want to see more of the US. I'm gonna, let's see, maps. Oops. Let's look at the United States. So California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, maybe somewhere in here. I have never been. Oh, I guess I have been to Kansas. I did a road trip through there before. Missouri, I've been to there. Where I don't know if I've been to Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee. Where would be an interesting spot to visit? Should I go back to Maine? Actually, Vermont. I don't know if I've ever been to Vermont. I'll add Vermont as a tentative place. I don't know if I've ever been to Vermont. Maybe driven through or something like that. I'll do more research into Vermont, but I think we have a pretty good list to start, so I'll keep it at that for now. Carrie says New Mexico is beautiful. Yeah. I the only thing about New Mexico, every time I see something about New Mexico, it's like everyone says it's very dangerous. So I think that's the main thing I'll look out for. But the pictures and videos I've seen from New Mexico has been really amazing. Okay, so the Google offices, I think I already know. I'll probably be visiting. There's a lot in California. That's probably obvious. In the San Fran, actually, all the offices near San Fran, San Jose, Mountain View. Oh, I think this is one of the big ones. Is like visit the main HQ, which I think is in Mountain View. I don't remember. They just built it recently. So Google main HQ office. Let's see. Yeah, Mountain View. I think this is the new office. Yeah, maybe this is going to be on my list for this year. Is the office there? Okay. I don't think we need to do any more deep digging into this. This should probably hit my goals already. The main HQ and then just all the offices in the San Fran area. Let's see. So that is travel. I think what I'd want to do is do I have it on here? Actually, I think I do. So in Scandinavia, I think one of the reasons why I want to visit is the what is that thing called? The Northern Lights or the Aurora, which I probably should add on my list too. Alaska. I will add Alaska. That could be a stretch goal. Alaska and Hawaii are both stretch goals. Yeah, maybe I'll add both. I've never been to either. Both have been on my list. Alaska, especially for like the Northern Lights. So, okay. I think travel and experiences are pretty solid. Let's move on to something else. Oh, Shoreline? What is Shoreline? Oh, Kevin's in Sunnydale? Where's or Sunnyvale? Where's Sunnyvale? Sunnyvale. Is that oh, that's out California. Where is Sunnyvale? Hey, that's right next to all the main offices. Oh yeah, I'll definitely hit you up when I'm in the area. I think I'm probably gonna do a trip somewhere in San Fran. I have a lot of family over there, and then I think because it's not the closest, but maybe I'll do this as a separate trip. This whole area, like San Jose, as well. Big Sur, I think, is in this area too, right? Big Sur. Oh, not that close. 2 hours. Okay, Sunnyvale. I'll add that to list since I'll definitely be visiting. Oop. I am gonna pause the live stream because my grandma is calling. So I will be back. Pause the live stream for a bit. Whoops. Okay, I am back. All right, everything is good. Grandma is good. So I ended the live stream on IG, so I'm gonna restart that back up. Give me 1 second. If I can figure out how to reactivate it on IG. Does not look like it's working on IG, so I don't know if we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm not gonna reactivate it on IG because it's just being a little frozen right now. We are going to continue. Let's see, a couple of comments. Shoreline of San Francisco Bay. What was that? Oh, shoreline. I guess I can look that up in the maps. So shoreline. Oh, it's a whole place. Shoreline of San Francisco and Mountain View. It's up here. Of Mountain View. That's interesting. Learning California geography. Next to Mountain View. Oh, cool. Let's see. So shoreline. So I'll add both to those lists. So in California, we have our national parks, and then Sunnyvale and a shoreline. Yeah, I'll be in the area, and I will hit you guys up. So Carrie's in shoreline, and Kevin is in Sunnyvale. Cool. Let's see, and then showing my dog East Africa. My man Fazil is in Africa. That is pretty cool. Africa is on my list at some point. I don't think I'm ready for that trip as of yet, but eventually. Okay. Apologies for the eating while I'm talking kind of thing, but I saw a piece of chocolate and I really wanted to grab that. All right, let's move on. So physical health. This one should be pretty interesting because I'm doing something different this year. But let me see what I had in 2023 for physical health. Toggle list. So I had incorporate gym 1 to 2 times a week, and then doing the 255 bench. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll take it off the goal for this year, or rather, I'll make it a stretch goal. 5 bench, because for those who didn't know, 225 bench has been my goal since high school, and the closest I ever got was 210, and that was like sometime in pharmacy school when I got up to that. Minimum sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night was part of the goal. Oops. That's not what I want to do. Run cardio. We'll do run. What did I set for running? Oh, interesting. I had goals that I set for myself. So in 2023, every year I ran. So I have a pacing goal, and then I have a distance goal and a number of runs goal. So I ran 60 miles in 2020, 45 in 2021, 17 in 2022, and then I don't know what it was in 2023. It's harder to track because I've been using a lot of different apps. I used to only use the Nike one. This is really annoying. I can't get the thing working on IG. Okay. So I think what I'll do for the cardio goal is run, like if you think about 1 year has 52 weeks, it's the same goal I set in 2023. So I'll just keep it that. Run 52 miles in 2024. I think for the pacing, average pace, average ideal pace of maybe, because the previous average paces are pretty slow. It was like 12 minutes, 9 minutes, 11 minutes. I'm not trying to kill myself. Just some type of like 10-minute goal. or maybe 9. Maybe I'll do 9. Ideal pace of 9 minutes. If I'm trying to be more health conscious in a year, 9 I think is a pretty reasonable goal. Let's say actually 9 to 10. Pace of 9 to 10 minutes. Drinking at least, let's do this. Water intake. Drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day. So I think this is really where some of the fun starts. Is I got a, what are these things called again? The Hydro Spark? Yeah. I'll show you guys this. Oh yeah, it says on here. Hydro Spark. So the Hydro Spark is a smart water bottle. I found out about it I think last year sometime. And it tracks your water intake. Every time you drink from it and you put it back down, it like syncs to your phone. So I have a better way of tracking my water. And so it's been really nice. It reminds me when to drink water, and it's not just per day. It reminds you drinking water by hour to make sure you hit your water goals every hour. So I think that's really cool. So I'll do that. And then for the gym, I think part of the goal will also be, so I've been going to Orange Theory for a couple months now. I'll try to do this at least once a week. So around around 52 times in 2024. And then I do my walks. So what I try to do, this is not a gym. Let me do my cardio. Walk at least, I try to walk every day right after work to try to just kind of decompress every weekday. So like 5 times a week. I think maybe we'll do 4 to 5 because sometimes I do miss it for other variety of reasons. Walk at least 4 to 5 times a week, every weekday. Okay. Weight. So I have gained 10 pounds, 5 or 10 pounds, I don't remember, every year in the last few years. And I think weight, I need to lose a little bit of that. So weight, let me try to do ideal weight. Actually, let me set it to be lose enough weight to be around I think around 150. Right now I'm about currently 165, which is a little bit more than I should be, unless I was like more muscular. The highest 165 is my weight when I used to bench 210, and that was when I was much more fit, not right now. Okay, so I think those should be the good ones for physical health. And I'm also buying, by the way, a weight tracker, like a smart tracker. That's a big thing that I'm trying to do right now. This whole world with like digital health is so fascinating to me. Like, how do we track the things that we do outside of like a clinic or hospital setting? And I think I'm trying to use these kind of devices to get a better sense of like what goes on in my body and how I can better track and almost like gamify my journey to be healthier. So weight, I'll be using a weight tracker for this. Water, I have a tracker. Cardio, I have various apps that I can use to track. Sleep, I have my Apple Watch to track a lot of that. And I'm also getting the Aura Ring. So I don't know what that means right now. Maybe I can use that as a tracker for the mental health piece. But I'm getting the Aura Ring later on this year, and I'll be using that. But I think we're good on this. So we have physical health. Next, we're going to move on to mental health. So this one, let's do a bullet. Oh, this has been on my list too. So I think it is learn to dance bachata beyond the basics. Try IG one more time. Nope, IG is not working. I'm just going to restart. It's like IG froze on me after I picked up a call. We'll try to turn that back on. Yeah, bachata, I'm gonna try to schedule it. DC is like one of the meccas apparently for Latin dancing. So I want to take advantage of that. There's like a pretty popular place nearby called the Salsa Room, TSR. And I think it'll be nice. Maybe bring some friends along. Just kind of like a social way to hang out with friends and also learn how to dance bachata. That's one of the things, by the way, if you didn't know about me, I really used to love, still do, dancing, like a variety of dances. So I definitely want to do that. All right, I think we're all set. I'm going to try to restream on IG real quick. I just restarted my phone. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. We're going to let it stream on IG. And it is back live on IG. Okay. Let's see. I think aside from learning to dance bachata, I do want to try meditation again. I feel like I've fallen off ever since the pandemic ended, and I've always found that very helpful. So we're trying to incorporate it again, daily meditation. Um, documentary. Maybe I could do that this year. I think that would be really nice. I can probably try to do that this year. If you guys haven't, if you don't know what this refers to, there's like really cool videos that I've seen other filmmakers do of just like interviewing their family members and really asking them certain questions to learn more about their history, especially coming from like an immigrant mentality and just learning more about your family's journey over to America. I think is really nice, and just having some other conversations and capturing that for your own memory, I think is really nice, and that's something I want to do. Okay. Next is books. Last year, my goal was to read 10 books. I think I had like 15 or 20 books last year. We're going to shoot for maybe 15 this year instead of 10. So read and or listen to 15 books. This one should be a toggle. Oops. Let's turn this into a toggle. And then we can capture the books here. So one of the books I'll give a shout out to actually is the Feel Good Productivity, which I did pick up from Ali Abdal just a couple months ago. And this is definitely going to be one of the books that I hope to finish reading in 2024. It's been pretty good so far. I'm going to do that. Feel Good Productivity. We're at that as the first book to kick off 2024. Mental health, happiness, and well-being. I'm trying to think, is there any other things that make the list for that? Mental health, happiness, and well-being. I don't think so. At least not now. Okay, relationships. So let's move on to relationships. I mean, a lot of the travel and then the relationships, and I think even with the whole career thing, fill into the mental health category in some sense because I enjoy doing all those kind of things. So I think this one is I think this one was setting up a reoccurring pattern. Oh yeah. Build. This is like invest in and build my local community. This one really is just about making the time to visit, hang out with friends, and just build the life outside of work kind of thing. And one of the things I did in the past was just like the Facebook meetups with my friends. I think I'm going to rebuild. It's called DMB Socials for folks who are in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. In 2024 and start creating more social events to hang out with friends. Definitely gonna do that. Oh, hey, look, it's Mia. What's up, Mia? I am streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and stuff, so I'm like sharing my screen. there of just doing some 2024 goals, which I probably should have added as a title on here. And I don't know if I can do that right now. Anyways, yes. So you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of talking. IG's probably a little confusing, but I'm working on my 2024 goals in the live stream. Risa says, how is your health progress compared to last year's goals? My health progress is bad, right? Well, I guess right now the progress has been better, but my progress in the last 2 to 3 years have been really bad. And I went to a checkup in January and I realized that I'm assuming it's the toll that my health has taken since transitioning to a new industry, learning new skills, and working way more than I should. And that's why I have a stronger focus on health this year. But it's been bad. More so from like the weight perspective, my metabolism isn't as great. My diet hasn't been great. I'm officially overweight now, first time. So not good. And I think 2024 is going to be what I hope that changes that. But okay. So investing in relationships. Oh, Kevin's here too. Hey, Kevin. Let's see. Investing. And speaking of that, I have to add to my list at some point, schedule the hangout with Kevin in April, I think it was. I don't remember if we decided on March or April, but we need to do that. Annual checkup. Yeah, not good. We health is wealth, man. And then just like, especially with like aging family members, I think it's so critical that we ourselves take care of our health, and then like taking care of our health now really impacts us in the future. So health is wealth. Make sure we work out, eat healthy, and but also all these other things too, right? Besides physical health, also your mental health. Investing in this local community, so rebuild. So I'm going to do that. Rebuilding a medium to quickly organize and hang out with friends. I think another one here for goals would be to aim to invest in aim to invest or aim to hang out with friends at least once a week. I will try to do that. And then that could be like dinner, calls, things like that. I think that'd be pretty good. Once a week, pretty solid, 52 times in a year, if not more. So I think that'd be some good goals. I think the other one I've set for myself in the last year was definitely visiting my grandma more. Last year was at least 6 times, and I think I visited pretty often. So I think this year it might be more of a stretch. Visit grandma more often. I think what I'm going to try to do is visit at least once a month for that. And then for relationships, let me see. Trying to think about other friends and stuff. I think the first two should cover that. I'm not sure. Actually, I'll set it as a goal. You know, it's always about setting these goals too, is like being very intentional with how you want to. Oh, setting the goals and being intentional about it makes you more likely to do it. So I think another thing is like, I had a lot of family members that had kids this year. And so I would like to make sure I make the time for them. So I think making the time for important milestones in my family's kiddos' lives. So what that means is like attending at least 85 to 100% of the family events milestones for that. I think that's really important. So we're going to try to make that happen. Let's see. Health is wealth. Kevin agrees. Hop over to LinkedIn. Oh yeah, you can see what I'm actually sharing if you're on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I feel like people who are in IG are like, what the heck is going on? Okay. So I think that handles most of that. Risa says, yes, I do have a girlfriend. Actually, I should probably be putting that into relationships as well. Making more time for girlfriend, and then I think that's more of a conversation for myself to think through. What do the goals look like? Probably not, does not need to be publicized to everyone, but yeah, I do have a girlfriend. Her name's Linda. I think it's like yeah, yeah, definitely not forgetting about her. We have other conversations that we're talking about, but yeah, 2.5 years now going, so pretty good. Okay. So that's relationships. Let's go ahead and talk about careers and finance, which I can spend a while on, but I think this looks pretty clean so far. Let's go ahead and look at my old goals. So let's see. Let's do the toggle list. I think whenever I think about this, and this is a big year, and I made kind of a promise to myself already, is being much more intentional with my content goals. I really want 2024 to be a very content heavy focused goal. And first, we're going to start with let's call them vanity metrics on building well, let's do this. Building a stronger community, building stronger in my content creation. And these are your vanity metrics, where in the past, what I've tried to do is get more followers. YouTube and LinkedIn are the main areas that I have always focused on. Let's see, YouTube currently, as of today, is 7.2. Current as of 2/19/24, 7.24K followers or subscribers. And then as of 2/19/24, how many followers on LinkedIn? I am at 12.2K followers. Okay. So we're build our goals around here. And I think 2023 has definitely plummeted quite a bit, where usually I can actually show the statistics. I think I'm much more interested in building a YouTube community, mainly because a lot of my professional goals is going to be around YouTube, and hosting those videos, because LinkedIn doesn't allow for hosting videos longer than 10 minutes. Let's see. Let me go to my analytics. And I'll share this tab. Here's my analytics. So if we look at last year, yeah, it's a lot lower. 644 was 2023. And then if I look at 2022, I think historically, when I was much more active, it was like closer to 1,000. Yeah, so 2022 was 1.1. And if I look at 2021, 1.3. Yeah, so it's almost like my YouTube channel is dying, which not surprising because I'm not really investing much into it. So 1.3 also. Let me look at one more year and then we will plan this out. 2019, 1.1. So yeah, I've been hovering around 1.1 to 1.3, and last year dropped to 6.6. So it's almost like half. So I think if I can get back for this year, being very realistic with your goals, if I can get back to 1.2K or 1K even for 2024, I think I'll be pretty happy. So let's try to do this. So that's 1K. Let's do 1K. So 1K is 250. So what we can do is like 7.5K by end of Q1, 7.75K by end of Q2, 8K by end of Q3, and then 8.25K by end of Q4. That'll be my goals for YouTube. LinkedIn, it's very hard to measure the goals for LinkedIn. I was being super ambitious last year because there was a lot of growth, which I assume came from the Creator Accelerator program. And then it just kind of like died out because I was 2023, I was trying to shoot for like 20,000 and I didn't even come close to that. So I think for this, maybe setting how I think I grew. So last year, last year I grew. I don't even know how to analyze my followers on LinkedIn. Oh, I'm not even sharing the screen. So Risa says, I'm split between spending time growing my career or devoting time into YouTube. I just posted a new video yesterday and trying to get back into it. Yeah, it's really hard. I think one of the things I'm thinking pretty hard on in 2024, and it'll come out more in some of the career finance goals that I want to set, is that I want everything. It's like the ikigagi, ikigagi, like ikigai, ikigai. I can't pronounce that, so wait for it. Yeah, ikigai. I think really thinking about YouTube in a certain way, which in this case is like, do you like to do it? Like, what's the purpose of YouTube? For me, I really enjoyed just the creativity of taking some idea and turning it into a video. I think that's really cool. I think YouTube also gives you the ability to be paid for it, even though AdSense doesn't give a lot of money, but it's the sponsorships that really can't come from it. So you can get paid for it. Arguably, you could be good at it. I think as over time, as you do more and more of it, maybe you have a natural talent for it. You could be good at it. And then I personally think, like, I really strongly believe what we're lacking in healthcare right now is like people who really understand. So for me, I feel very passionate about YouTube, in that it is a way of teaching more people, scaling the knowledge and education gaps that we have. So I think I've looked at it from this perspective, and the more I think about that, it makes it easier to get back into YouTube. Otherwise, it's like one video a week is a lot. One video a day is a lot. And I think it's all about being consistent. Kevin says, are you going to delegate some time for your camera hobbies? I think the travels naturally will come where I have like camera hobby stuff, but otherwise 2024 I really wanted to make it about creating educational content on YouTube, which will also be on LinkedIn, but really about YouTube. Um, like I just going back to the ikigai thing. I think that makes me happy. I think it's good for the world. I think I can benefit financially from it. There's a lot of pluses and wins by creating more YouTube content. So, okay. Oh, I didn't make one for LinkedIn. I think for LinkedIn, I don't know how to plan this out yet because I don't know how to analyze my followers. And maybe this, if anyone from LinkedIn is watching, um, maybe this can help in terms of analytics because I don't have a good way of measuring or knowing how I'm doing in terms of analytics. Let me see. Maybe I do. Here we go. Past 365. Maybe I can use this. So there's total followers, but what's your? Yeah, I can't see it. Like, how many followers did I get in 2023? And this isn't even 2023. It's just past 365 days. So I don't really know how many there were. So I'm just gonna make an arbitrary goal. If anyone from LinkedIn is watching, um, definitely this is something like I've always looked for on YouTube. Is getting a better idea. Like, is my content helping people, which would translate to more followers? If it's not, probably less followers. So it'd be nice to get a better idea of like your audience here. I'm gonna go back here. I think being arbitrary, because LinkedIn has historically been higher than YouTube, I'll set a goal of 2K in that case. So 2K be 2K is like 500 by quarter. So 12.7K by end of Q1, 13.2K by end of Q2, 13.5, no, 7K by end of Q3, and then 13.2K by end of Q4. Okay, I think those would be good goals. And again, these are vanity metrics, so it's like it doesn't really. It's just the goal to shoot for. But I think what's more important and what was missing in my goals before is we need to have some type of process measure in here. And so it's like creating more content. That's the piece. What is Risa says YouTube doesn't pay well as compared to my W2 job. No, it's the same for me. YouTube doesn't pay enough, which I think I've showed this previously. But if you're curious how much people make on YouTube, or rather a very small YouTube channel like mine, you can see it here. So like in 2019, I made $800. 2023, I made also 800 something dollars. I think some of the years in the past I've done okay. 2022 was almost $1,500. 2021 was 1,800. Wow, that's not bad. I wonder what 2020 was. 1,300. So 1,800 was the most I've ever made in a year, and all of that ends up going back to the channel in terms of like subscriptions and music and different equipment that you need for running a YouTube channel. So yeah, it definitely doesn't pay the bill. Not at all. It barely even pays my mortgage. So okay, let's see. Creating more content. So this is, I think, critical. I think one of the things that made me or made the channel do sustainably well was the one video a week. And I think I can try to set that goal again, create one video a week. I did that for 1.5 years, and I think that's really what helped my channel a lot. So one video a week, create one video a week. This would be my process measure. Historically, it's been one it's one like recorded video. I've been doing a lot more live streams, and I had this conversation with my girlfriend yesterday in that I've been doing a lot more. I don't want to say it's completely low effort, but it really is like much more low effort type of content where I just live stream something versus like methodically thinking through what is the best way to present some idea that I have in my head, script it out to some extent or outline it, record it, edit it, and really create a well-polished, very intentional, high production quality video that benefits folks. And I think that's something I want to get back into for 2024. And I think the reception from videos whenever I do that is much higher than a live stream. So I want to do more of that. And I think maybe in this case, one video a week. Maybe what I could do instead of that is maybe do 3 videos a month that are recorded. Create at least one live stream a month. And I'm already doing that with a new thing I'm going to try to do, which is the Ask Me Anythings once a month. I do also want to record a like study with me / code with me weekly stream, because I actually spend most of my free time doing that. I'm like learning something, I'm building something, I am just doing some type of work, studying, preparing for a presentation, something like that. And I just want to capture that in a way. So especially the code part. I think the coding pieces are very helpful because people can see what it is like to build something from the ground up. At least one live stream a week. So I have my Ask Me Anythings. Actually, maybe. So what I do is like push myself a little bit more. Live streams, Ask Me Anything, and then it's like something else. Could be a code with me, or a study with me type live stream. So I think these are much better goals instead of these vanity metrics of like, what do you actually want to do yourself? So that's that. I think, let me see. In terms of career and finance, I want to, for Open Clean Tech. So Open Clean Tech is where I'm hoping to put a lot of the polished content out, much more packaged. And let me show you guys, because I'm also like brainstorming at the same time. This is Open Clean Tech, solely dedicated to teaching people through YouTube videos, code labs, and assessments. The big difference between just YouTube videos is that I'm hoping to package the content much more. So it's not just like watching a series of YouTube videos, but it comes with like code labs. So you can like watch a video, do it yourself. It's almost like the what's that process called? It's like you watch someone, then you learn it or do it yourself, and then you teach someone. So it's almost like a more effective method of learning. You're not just watching. But that's what Open Clean Tech is really trying to do, is really package the content in a way that makes it fun, easy, and effective to learn. And so the learning piece is like this. So you kind of like pick your own thing to learn. And so I think as I'm thinking about this for 2024, what I want to do is really build out a catalog of things that people can learn, breaking them into digestible chunks. So you don't have to watch like this 50-hour course and you're only really wanting to learn the 2 hours of it. So breaking it up into these like smaller parts, and then also packaging it up into these bigger ones. So in case someone's starting from scratch, you can learn the whole thing. If you just want to learn one piece, like let's say coding, you can just learn that piece. So really being very strategic and how to organize content in a way for people to learn. And I think, so that'll be a goal. So let's, as I think about this, I think out loud, by the way, a lot. And that's, that's just what I do. So I think that's what I want to do. So it's going to be create a catalog of content that is more digestible for all audiences, something like that. And then part of what I want to do too, because this does fall into the career and finance, is hopefully one day I will get to a point where this will be able to fully fund what I want to do, because Open Clean Tech is something I think I'd like to invest the rest of my meaningful life into. So I would ideally like to be able to move towards a monetization effort. And I think maybe the way to do that is setting some type of goal, which would be maybe what I could do. So I'll do this thing, monetization. So from YouTube AdSense, which I hope most of it will come from, is earn at least, I don't know how much they cost. Let me see. I have a feeling it's not even a lot. So for revenue, you can see how much you're earning per video. So if I go to some of the content already, I feel like I can't do this per playlist, but maybe you can. Oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe you can. Oh, this is super cool. So you can actually track the amount of money you earn by playlist. So the way I'm doing a lot of the Open Clean Tech stuff right now is I organize it into a playlist and then I put it onto Open Clean Tech. And that's the way of organizing free content that people can watch in some meaningful manner. They just can't do stuff with it, which is my pet peeve. Is like there's no way for you to do assessments or code labs easily into these YouTube playlists. So let me see. That's not bad. So I don't want to do that. Maybe like last 365 days. Yeah, it'd probably be the same. So I've made $10 on. That's actually a lot more than I expected. $10 from creating, I think, only just a couple of videos. Not that many videos. Most of it was the fire fundamentals, and that's where I made most of the money. Yeah, it does actually decently well. I'm kind of surprised. So we're anchor a goal around here. So YouTube AdSense, if I earned, let's say $10, and I think I posted them like maybe 6 or 7 months ago. Let's set an arbitrary goal. Earn at least, because we're gonna go hardcore on content this year. So earn at least $50 from the Open Clean Tech playlists. The other way of monetization is Arisa says, don't burn yourself out. Hopefully that won't be the case this year. I think doing things like this, especially because it aligns with my ikigagi, I think makes it less likely to burn out because I enjoy creating this type of content. I think I've actually haven't been able to create content that's probably led to a bit of burnout in the last few months, amongst other things. Okay, so there's YouTube AdSense. I think the other thing is like Squarespace released a course thing recently that I want to check out. So package some intro course content into Squarespace. And I think what I'm thinking about right now, which is what I originally anticipated using the Squarespace membership pages for, was like some low subscription amount where you can learn as much as you want. So there's like $10 a month and you can basically learn whatever you want. So I think doing something like that, where it's like set initial charges of $10 a month and then earn maybe, so let's say if it's $10 a month in 1 year, there's 12, so 144, no, 112, $120 a year. Let's say there's at least 2 people, that's 240. Earn at least 240 in 2024. So this is assuming I have at least 2 subs to this. And then I think what would be really nice is creating a single well-polished course on Thinkific. And this one really is for the people who are doing this through their employers. And so this is more selling to a business and not really selling to people. And then the employers will pass it out because this provides a mechanism of like getting course certificates, much more specific with assessments and course completions. And I think in this case, I wasn't sure on what the best pricing is in this case, but this one should be anywhere from $100 to $500 a course, or for the whole course. And so assuming I can make a sale 5 times to a company, earn at least $500 in 2024. And I think those would be my monetization goals. I think that is it. And we're 12 minutes over the goal, so that's not too bad. Okay. I think I might be done. Let me just see what else I had in the past year. So I had subscribers. Oh, it's all about the learning stuff. I forgot about that too. Let me add those things in, and those should be pretty quick. So what I want to do is creating more content, write at least one blog a month on LinkedIn for biomedical informatics bites. I think the other one, that should be pretty good. And then I think the other one is like personal educational goals, knowledge and upskilling. I'm doing a couple things right here right now, which is complete the machine learning specialization 3-part course on Coursera. I am about to start the HL7 fire certification. Let me do that. Complete HL7. It's like a month-long course, fire certification course. And then I was like, get HL7 fire certified. That's going to be on my goals. And I think the other one is, so I'm learning machine learning that. I'm trying to think if there's other things that I really want to learn. There's other coding stuff. I wanted to learn Go or Golang. It's the other name for it. Learn Go by building a simple API. I wanted to learn Python by building my own health record on Fire. And then I wanted to learn Python by building my own, what was it called? Actually, maybe not do it this way. I think building my own health records on Fire app. This one actually will learn Python for my backend. I think I'll probably learn a little bit of like the HTML, CSS, React. I've never done any of that. Oh, actually I did a little HTML before, but that doesn't really count. For front end, for back end, and I think I wanted to learn, we'll learn Google Cloud Functions and Cloud Runs. For hosting, we'll learn Google Firebase for hosting my web app, for running my web app, and then we'll learn more Fire knowledge and implement knowledge, operations, and implementation. A big thing I always tell people about with like learning new things is like picking a project that really resonates with yourself. And then through that project, you end up learning a lot of other things. And so like this one project is high on my list because it'll teach me a lot. I've never done a lot of these things before, and just learning about them as I work on some project. I think another thing I wanted to do is like building a machine learning, or actually let me just be more specific, building a deep learning model using the transformer architecture. Actually, this is not what I want to do. I want to build a deep learning model with the mimic. Actually, let me go back. Building a, you can see how I'm thinking about this like as I go, right? I just I'm like not entirely sure what I want to do yet, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Building a multimodal deep learning model using the mimic EHR and mimic chest X-ray data. So I think what I'll learn here is like deep learning, learn transformer architecture, learn more, maybe like, I forgot I should say it up here. We'll learn more software engineering, best practices. In this one, learn more about data science overall. I think those would be good. So those are my learning goals for this year. There's a lot of them, and then I make a lot of time on, or I invest a lot of time in doing learning stuff. Usually, probably closer to like a part-time job, upwards of like 15 to 20 hours a week is spent on just learning stuff. Okay, I think that is it, and I'm gonna start wrapping this up. Let me see if there's any last minute comments. Looks like everyone's good. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. If you watch this, hopefully this was interesting to some degree. Um, and I hope you guys all have a awesome 2024. It should be a very interesting year. Thanks again for anyone that tuned in. Thanks for the questions and comments. I will see you all next time.